Well, hello, my beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of July, right through the end of August 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see what is coming in towards you over the next coming weeks and months. Also, I want you to be aware I've just opened a competition for 1 subscriber to win a free personal reading from me. I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are just here for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of regarding their career and money situation? Can you please show them the way? What is coming towards them in the next coming weeks regarding their career sector? Can you please guide them? What are they meant to see at this time? What's occurring for them in their finances? Can you please show them the way forward? We have fluidity. We have bravery, oceans. So a lot of water here. This is about following your dreams and your goals. Perhaps I feel like you're going to be super busy, very goal-oriented. You're going to have to be very flexible over the next coming weeks and months because you are moving towards some changes in your career that are going to be very beneficial for you. But I do see that some of you have been contemplating a move or envisaging something new for your career, but you've been holding off. You've been thinking about it, ruminating on it for a while, perhaps strategizing on it before you make that move. Some of you have been feeling super exhausted, very, very busy, being pushed and pulled in many different directions, and you've been trying to reignite that spark. Perhaps you're trying to launch something or approach something in a different way so that it feels exciting. But your first card there is fluidity, okay? And this is outer core. It's number 12. So some of you may feel like you're trying to get a fresh new perspective on your career, but also some of you may feel that you have had a missed opportunity and you are trying to sort of move in a different direction or open yourself up to other opportunities. I'm really getting an energy here that you sacrifice a lot for your career path. You know, I feel there's this energy of you connecting to your higher calling, but also I feel like you're going to have a very important assignment this month. So whether it is a new endeavor coming in, a new project, or perhaps something that is really dear to your heart, you're going to put a lot of focus and energy into that this month. And I mean, this card, of course, as I said, it's number 12. This is about you being fluid in your thinking. You know, you're letting go of old ideas or anything that's rigid or not beneficial for you, and you're going to have a very nimble mind. So there's going to be lots of new, fresh ideas, or some of you may even revisit old ideas, but put a fresh new spin on it so that you revamp it in some way, and it's a little bit more exciting. This is about you sort of admitting to yourself if something's not working, okay? So it could be that you find a way around it, or if you feel that perhaps the way you file something isn't working, you may adopt a new practice or maybe make it electronic. Some of you may implement new software, computer programs, laptops, things like that in order to make your day-to-day running of things more efficient, because I feel with this energy, this is you being very productive, but it's also you being very efficient in your goals and dreams. And for some of you, This can be a card of purifying your environment. So you may be like decluttering your desk, or perhaps, focusing on tasks and responsibilities that have been built up so you can sort of clean your slate, end projects that have been in motion so you can start new things, new endeavors, new ideas there. But also, this is about you detoxifying your environment. So if you feel that perhaps you've been working or feeling stuck in a very toxic environment, or a position where you feel like there's no movement or room for maneuver, I feel like you are deciding to get clear on what it is that you want, on the next steps, and you're putting those things in motion so that you can change your circumstances. You're putting your own needs first, is what I see there. Now, also, we have Bravery Oceans. So this is a card of you doing something bold and daring, but something's already in motion. So I feel this is about you kind of like ramping it up a notch, okay? So I feel there's an energy here of you following your passions, being very goal-oriented, and moving forward, of course. I mean, it's number 30. When you reduce it, 3 plus 0, of course, is 3. So that indicates you're in Empress energy. So male or female, not a gender specific reading. It's all about you being creative. It's an energy of you having a game plan and surrendering to that creativity and making things happen for you. I feel like you really are a force to be reckoned with here. Some of you may be exploring new territory in your career over the next coming weeks and months, whether that's you looking into new avenues or putting your resume out there, or even outsourcing so that you can delegate and free some more time up for you to be more creative, or whether it's you kind of like thinking about relocating. If you're an entrepreneur, it may be that you relocate your office or where you work, or maybe you downsize and decide to work from home, for example. Some of you may be emigrating or taking opportunities abroad. But this is really, whether you're in an entrepreneurship or whether you work for a company, this is you going forth and exploring your options and basically realizing that if you always keep the shore in sight, then of course you will never move forward towards something new. Not to be fearful at this time, to embrace new endeavors. It's a brave new world out there, and I feel like you're looking at your options at this time. So I feel this is about you exploring outside your usual parameters. Some of you, that does mean that you may be relocating. Whether you are an entrepreneur, it could be that you are thinking about emigrating your business or setting up structures where you are international or going overseas or even going global. For some of you, this is just you staying afloat and moving your dreams and your goals forward. And you may feel that, you are super busy. So it's like, it's almost like something requires your expertise this month, where you stay on top of things, because I feel like you're going to be super busy. But also, it's like your concentration. It feels very much like you're putting one foot in front of the other, and you're making sure that you're on track. But also, I get this sense that it could be that you're launching something new. For some of you, it could be that you're an entrepreneur and you want to branch out, or you are thinking about being independent and launching something that has been in the works for some time. But ultimately, I feel this is about you being on the move. Now, of course, for some of you, it could be that you're taking a vacation and you're tying up loose ends, making sure you get everything done before you take that vacation or you travel. But ultimately, I feel there's a sense of magic, creativity, productivity, and you really taking this next steps on your fulfillment path, on your true life's purpose mission. Now, of course, we have wildness, electricity. So lots of inspiration, maybe after a period of feeling exhausted, or you felt that things have slowed down a pace, things are going to pick up as you move into August there. This is a card of, spontaneity. It's a card of bringing back that lust for your career. Perhaps you revamp something that you're already doing, or you look at it in a new way so it becomes a little bit more exciting. I mean, it's number 36. When you reduce it, 3 plus 6, of course, is 9. Hermit energy, it could be a realization, a sudden sort of enlightenment, clarity on your path to basically follow your passions. Maybe something comes from left field, like an idea that you think, wow, that's a little bit wild and wacky, but I feel like you may embrace it, and it launches you either into stardom or being noticed for what you do. I feel like you are in the spotlight being appreciated because I feel like you've been just ticking away doing your thing. You know, you've been working really hard, trying to stay flexible, on top of things, and this is your moment to shine. But also, it's more than that. This card is about taking immediate action on something, and it no longer requires your consideration because I feel like you are ready to launch it. You are the spark, and I feel like you are the creator. And I feel here that, you know, you're coming out of your comfort zone. So it could be sudden realizations, epiphanies, or sudden change that are going to be very exciting for you. And this is you breaking free of self-imposed constraints, and it is your breakthrough moment. If you've been under pressure, I feel that, you know, things will pick up pace in a different way where it doesn't feel like pressure. It feels more manageable over the next coming weeks and months. But I also feel that this is about you envisaging future plans and them coming to fruition. So it feels like your blueprint is starting to take shape. And I feel there's an energy of self-fulfilling prophecy going on. So it's almost like if you be super positive, you'll start to see a positive outcome, because recently you may have been under a lot of pressure or things have been building up there for you and things got really critical. So it's almost like you trying to see things from that new perspective and get clear on the next steps and sort of push away any doubt. You know, manage the fear or the anxiety, and you're just moving forward. There is transformation and change there. Also, I feel out of the blue, you could get some really exciting news, but we'll go to the Celtic Cross just to see what is going on towards you. We've got the Seven of Swords. We have the Five of Pentacles. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Oof, my beautiful Capricorn, you've been going through some difficult times regarding your career, but you're leaving that behind. I definitely see with your overarching energy that you're moving away from anything that has been challenging. I feel like it's almost like you're turning pain to gain, or you are turning some sort of page in your career that sees you multiply your wealth, be in a position of authority. But it was hard to get to the position that you're in, and it's hard to get to the top. But it feels very much like you're going to get there no matter the circumstances. There's your Hangman energy that I was feeling. You've got the Ace of Wands, transformation, a breakthrough, creative endeavors, inspiration. I mean, I would say things are going to get pretty wild for you. And I feel like you are going to increase your money. Some of you may even do something from home. Okay, there's this money-making idea that I've got coming forward because I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading, and I'm seeing a boomerang. So the boomerang, I mean, of course, if you think of the nature of the boomerang, you put something out there and it comes right back to you. But on the boomerang, I'm being shown there are markings on it, and they're all gold coins, and they're very, very ornate. Let me see. Okay, one has got a rabbit on it. One, okay. I mean, rabbits tend to be about multiplication. Actually, you see normally a rabbit. You can't quite see it on this card, but there's normally a rabbit there in the Queen of Pentacles, but there's one on this coin. The other one is like a laurel wreath. There's one with an official stamp. I'm being guided by my guides to look at each one individually. So it could be there's an important document coming your way that needs a seal of approval, or perhaps it needs your signature. Perhaps you have to sign something off. It's an official document. It could be a new deal that's coming your way, or something important that you need to pay attention to. But it's more money. It feels like you've invested a lot of energy, or you have... I mean, it could also be that something that you thought, you know, you rejected or you were rejected from has gone away, but it feels like it's coming back and it's better. So, yeah, please take that as it resonates. I mean, your final card there is celebration. Your final card is good news. Yeah, let's get to each card individually because I'm not sure how else to decode the boomerang. It just feels like, you know, it's got loads of gold coins. There are different coins, so rabbit multiplying wealth, some sort of laurel wreath which represents winning something or an award or recognition perhaps, and of course a seal of approval. I'm also seeing one that has like it looks like a cast iron gate on it, so it's almost like you are, you know, moving past a position where maybe there was a gatekeeper. It just feels like the gate is opening for you, or the doors or the portals are opening for you. Doors that you thought were shut are going to be open. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that because I'm not sure how else to decode it. I have to be honest when I'm like, I've run out of things to feel with that energy, but it feels like something that you put out is coming back to you, but it's better. Okay, so I'll move on from that. I mean, it could also be that you see a boomerang in the next coming weeks or months that has coins on it and there's different emblems on those coins. So, I mean, some of you, it could be that you're launching a business and you're trying to think about a logo and you're just going through different ideas. Maybe you're buying a stamp, an official like stamp for your business or something. So yeah, I'll move on. Now, your first card there is the Seven of Swords. Now, of course, a lot of people, they read this as a very negative card, but actually, even in the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the background of the card is gold. It is yellow, okay? And anything that's in the Tarot that has a yellow background is positive. So the Seven of Swords is an indication that you are exerting your independence. You're marching to the beat of your own drum. Some of you are trying to think up of ideas on being independent or even nomadic in your industry. So I definitely see that there's lots of ideas swirling around here. You're not conforming to people's expectations of you. So if you have family members who expect you to follow in the family footsteps, or if you have people who have certain expectations on you, I feel like you're saying, you know what, I'm doing things my way. And I feel there's an energy here of you rejecting conformity. So it could be, as I said, you're setting up a second stream of income, or you're becoming an independent worker, you're launching something, or you are already independent. You're an entrepreneur. And with the Five of Pentacles, it can be hard when you're running your own business because, of course, if you take a day off, it means there's no money coming in. Or, you know, if you, I mean, for some of you, you may pay yourself sick pay. I'm not really sure how it works. But I feel there's an energy with that Five of Pentacles. Some of you may have felt a little bit under the weather recently, or you've taken some time out briefly in order to recuperate after an operation or a procedure. I'm sending you a huge hug out there. I definitely see healing here, and you're going to be back to best in no time. But in this time, I feel some of you may actually discover a money-making idea that you could do from home. Really look at that, because I feel it will transform your finances long term. Even if you're going to return to a position, I mean, for some of you, you could have been out of the working environment for a while because you've been taking care of children or, you know, guiding children. You could be on maternity leave or paternity leave, but I see an idea coming towards you that is going to be very lucrative. Do not dismiss this idea, okay? It is sent in divine timing to you. Moving away from that, the Seven of Swords can also indicate that you're going to be super busy, and you may even feel a little bit rushed. Don't go too fast because you may miss something. But this is a card, it's like this figure is going to return. You know, it's almost like I'm getting this energy of returning to something in your reading. The boomerang, it returns. This card returns. So I feel it could be that you return to something and either look at it in a different way. Some of you may return to some work that perhaps you've put on the sidelines because you felt it was not critical, and it may be building up now, and you may think, okay, now I've got to do it, can't avoid it anymore. It's time to file that document. It's time to look at those receipts, or it's time to do something that perhaps is not creative. So it could be administrative in your long line of lists of things to do. But the Seven of Swords, you know, when it's in the protagonist position, which is your position, this is an indication that some of you may be offered an opportunity to fast track. Okay, I really want you to look at that. Look into it really deeply, because there's an energy here of you could be offered something that either feels too good to be true, or it's like they say that you're going to fast track. However, you may need to return to a contract, or you know, it feels like somehow you're not satisfied. It just feels like you'll return to it or tweak it in some way. For some of you, you may be returning to a project or an assignment, and you just may be putting the final touches to it, and then you're going to feel really great about it, really proud about it, and then you've got it done and you're on to the next. Also, the Seven of Swords, it can indicate that some of you may be quiet quitting the position that you're in. So some of you may have put your resume out there for new opportunities, and you may be leaving a position because that Ten of Swords is an ending of something that was really difficult, that you're like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. You're drawing a line in the sand. So I feel like you're opening yourself up to a new position. It definitely feels like something is ending for you, but it's being replaced with something else. And I feel there's a real kind of energy here of you being super independent. So it could be that you're going to step into a promotion with that Queen of Pentacles there. It could be that you are about to be an independent worker. Whatever it is, it feels like the way you work is changing and the difficult part is coming to an end. Okay, we've got the Five of Pentacles there. Some of you may have felt under-supported. You may have felt overstretched, overworked. You're at breaking point for some of you. You're like, okay, something's got to give. With that Five of Pentacles, as I said, some of you may feel that you're not feeling the best. You know, it's almost like you're working through like a seasonal cold, or you've been unwell and you're still showing up and trying to push on through. Remember, if you don't give your body the good quality rest that it needs, sometimes your body will just take that rest when it needs it, and it may come at a very inconvenient time. So always listen to your body, mind, and soul, and don't allow things to get so critical that you've overworked yourself to the point of burnout. Some of you are really close to burnout there. Now also the Five of Pentacles, it can indicate that you feel something is amiss here, especially when you got the Seven of Swords. I must address it that some of you may be feeling that something isn't right now in your working environment. You may feel that you're working really hard and you feel that you're not earning as much money as you should, or you feel that someone is in a similar position as you and you feel like they're getting more for the role, and you feel you just want equality. You just want things to be readdressed. But with the Five of Pentacles in the resistance position, I see a new opportunity coming towards you. This card, when it's in the resistance position, you read it in the upright as well as the reverse, and this can mean a new job basically is offered to you, or there is recovery if you've been feeling a little bit unwell. For some of you, and I'm just going to mention this on a personal level, this is not going to happen. I feel this is something that's already happened to some of you. Some of you may have dealt with a person in the past who was a bit of a con artist, okay? So I feel, or some of you may have even had like a theft, maybe a credit card stolen or something like that. I feel there is some sort of financial recompense there. So for example, if you've had something go wrong financially, I feel some of you could be going through certain lines, legal lines of inquiry to basically get your money back. And I feel like you will get that money back, but I feel you won't get it all back. I gotta be honest. What I see here is you'll get the majority of it back, okay? Now, this doesn't have to be a theft or, something that's untoward with a person. It could also be that you have purchased something and, when it showed up, it could be that you're like, okay, that's not what I thought it was, or not what it was described to be. So you go to send it back, and it can indicate that the person that you bought it from, they're not going to pay for the delivery. So it's like you're going to be out of pocket slightly, and you may challenge this. In fact, you must challenge it, because once you challenge it, then I feel like you will be fairly recompensed. Okay, so I just want to address it because it's coming through. Although this is a career and money reading, I feel the money part, personally, it's coming through there. What I see is you working really hard to get into a position to increase your money, and you're going to reach your goal. So I feel like you're on the right trajectory, and things are going to get really exciting for you very, very shortly. But some of you have been struggling. You may feel you've been struggling with the workload. You may have noticed that your industry is changing, or perhaps, there's some downsizing going on, or people are sort of migrating or moving around, and it just feels like you're under pressure. There's just a lot more to do, and you may feel like you never have enough time. I mean, the Ten of Swords, which is here, partnered with the Three of Swords, it can indicate that you have been struggling with something. It's been on your mind, or you're brainstorming something, which is either a new idea to launch something, or maybe you're thinking, should I stay or should I go? But I feel there's an energy here of recovery. It feels like things start to get better for you, but also I feel, you may talk to a boss if you're in a company, if you work for a company, and they may be able to give you a small increase. If you're an entrepreneur, your industry may pick up slightly there. And even though it's still challenging, I feel like you can see that there is a recovery of the money or of the clientele, or that, things start to pick up pace, and then they really start to pick up. And I feel like you're like in the flow of attracting more wealth, of being in a really great position, and you just are really proud of your efforts, and you're celebrating some exciting moments in your career. But let me just pull a card with that Three of Swords, because this can also indicate a misunderstanding or a miscommunication. So I would say here, especially with the Five of Pentacles, it's like you could feel that someone, really puts your nose out of joint because they say something in a very, when someone says something, but it's the tone. Okay, so there could be someone who really tries to push your buttons, or tries to isolate you in some way, or perhaps, they ask you to do something, but they're challenging you, trying to test you, and they ask for it in a certain way, and it's misleading. Or it could be that they ask for something in a certain way and you do it in the way that they want, and then suddenly they change their mind and kind of like pretend that that's the way they asked for it all along, and that you actually misunderstood. So if anybody asks something from you, whether it's a boss or a client or something, get it in writing, especially if you're signing new contracts as well. If anything is promised to you, get it in writing, because I feel like you may need to challenge it or return to it in some way in order to renegotiate it. There's some good cards here. Yeah, I feel like with the Queen of Swords, there could be someone who has crosswords, or you have to be very diplomatic with this person. They're notoriously difficult. So whether it's a client, whether it's someone that you work with, someone in your industry, I mean, this could also be someone in your home space who doesn't, support your goals or dreams, and you're trying to not phase them out completely, but I feel like you're proving to yourself that you are headed to the top. And even though they may be critical, it's almost like you proved them wrong. Okay. Now also, I see a lot of you with that Three of Swords. It's just really hard right now. The pressure is on, and we've got the Empress energy, which is promotion vibes, creating more abundance. It's about being creative. It's about healthy working practices. It's about flourishing in your career. All the seeds that you've planted, the ideas, the investment, everything you've been working towards, it's about you valuing your skill set, valuing what you have to offer, and asking for what you deserve in your career. So some of you are like, you know what? I'm not being paid enough for the amount of work that I'm doing. And now it feels like the pressure is on. And I feel some of you may be working in industries or in practices where you're understaffed, and it just feels like there's a knock-on effect and you're doing more work. Don't get me wrong, you're going to be really productive, very creative, and you love what you do, but I feel there's an energy here of having to be extra organized. Queen of Swords is super organized, but it's also healthy working practices or boundaries. It's about drawing a line in the sand and saying, you know what? I'm more than capable of doing it, but unless you pay me for it, I'm not going to do it. I feel this is an energy of you and the give and take and the equality of, the investment and what you have to offer and what you get back. Now, of course, some of you, you may have been out of work, or you may have been looking for work. Some of you may have been made redundant, or you lost your job, or you walked away from a toxic situation. You're healing from that. Allow yourself time to process what just happened. But if you're looking for a new job, because the Five of Pentacles can indicate some of you were let go or made redundant, it was a painful ending with that Ten of Swords energy, but I feel there is a new endeavor coming in. I feel there's one opportunity coming in, and it is exciting, and it is hard work, but you're going to love it. I also feel that this could be a creative idea that you have if you're thinking about going solo. And I feel this is about you really influencing your circumstances. And I feel there's celebration here. So if you are looking for a new role, there is one coming in. It requires your organization skills, your very commanding nature. There's a gravitas about you. You're very talented, very gifted. You're very decisive, and you're very honest as well, hardworking and honest. So I feel like you really are an asset to a team. This can indicate that you may negotiate the right sort of opportunity or pay packet with this role, but I feel, there's an energy here of someone who's in a position of authority really likes what you're doing or what you stand for or what you can offer in terms of your resume and your skill set, and they want to hire you almost like on the spot. Okay, so don't fret. I feel things have been difficult, but there is a role coming in. For some of you, if you are in a role already, this is about, being diplomatic, having diplomatic conversations, maybe even like someone was micromanaging you and you're yearning for a little bit more independence. I feel you could have a really honest, open conversation that is diplomatic with a person that's difficult to have, but at the same time, it sets a standard and a precedent that says, you know what? I really value what I bring to the table, and I know that I'm really good at what I do. I'm not egotistical, but at the same time, I have to ask myself, do I want this role as much as do you want me in this role? Because it's a two-way street. So I feel, you could be sort of having a really blunt, honest, open conversation with somebody who has been micromanaging you, and they really respect you for laying all your cards on the table in a very professional manner. Okay, so that's coming out there as well. Now, it's hard to get to the top. I totally see that, but you're very gifted, very talented. Don't doubt your skill set. I feel like, yes, you are someone who is very organized, but I feel, right now you're trying to find clarity of purpose. If you're swamped under loads of work and you're like, okay, you're just trying to get organized, you may be starting to look at the goal that you have and see, am I really moving towards the goal by doing all of this? Is there an easier way? Or is there a better company to work for? Or can I outsource in order to focus on what's more exciting, more important right now? So I feel like some of you are ruminating and asking those questions so that you can transform your working circumstances. Now, the Lover's card is in the past position. So this can indicate that you've promised yourself you're going to do what you love. When you apply this card to a career reading, it's about vibing at your heart's desire and attracting opportunities based on what it is that you love doing or what would really transform your working environment. So I see that you're currently in the state of the law of attraction, and you're attracting a new opportunity that comes at your most testing time. I hate to say that, but if you're really feeling under pressure, there's a breakthrough here, and you're going to love it. Also, the Lover's card can indicate that you're thinking about, your legacy that you leave in your career, your reputation, you're examining your motives and values, especially if you feel like the company that you work for have just merged with another company that perhaps you don't align with their beliefs or their values or their sense of integrity. You may feel, actually, this is not for me. Many, many years ago, and this is not my reading, but I'm just being reminded of a time where I was working for a company that I absolutely loved. And then they brought someone new on. They merged companies and they brought this one person on. And this person, they had a history of working for companies and standing for something that I thought was just totally not in alignment with empathy or with my sense of morals or belief system. And I was like, I can't do this. The money's really good, but I gotta sort of honor who I am and what I connect to. And if this situation doesn't align with the goodness of what I want to bring to my career or to my endeavors, then I got to remove myself from the equation, and I had to. So some of you may be thinking about that at this time. This is a card of making a major personal decision. And we've got the Lover's card opposite the Ten of Swords. So you're deciding to leave a position that has just been a struggle and just not worth it. Okay? Some of you may also hear of someone in your industry leaving and you really respected this person, but actually it opens up new opportunities for reshuffling and a new opportunity for a promotion for you as well. But ultimately, this is about you sort of contemplating, what do I love doing? You know, what sets my soul on fire? What really makes me want to jump out of bed in the morning? And I feel this is about you also partnering, because remember, the Lover's card is a partnership with money. So it's like, can I follow my heart, follow my true north, my life's purpose, but also increase my finances? And of course, that tends to be hard. You know, following a dream can be hard. It feels great to do it, but the opportunities may be a little bit less than other industries, perhaps. But I feel like you're about to take a turn for the better in your career. Also, some of you may have just started a partnership, and make sure you've got a contract in place, because I get an energy that this person, although they're really kind of excited to work with you, they may not pull their weight a little bit later on. They may actually leave a majority share of the work up to you. So just watch out for that. I would get a contract in place, even if you really care and love this person and really trust this person. You know, life sometimes gets in the way, and so does distraction. So if you are having a good business partnership, it's really important to have it in writing so that each party knows what their sort of requirements are, what they need to really fulfill in the partnership. Now, moving away from that, the Queen of Pentacles is, of course, about multiplying your wealth. It's also a card that indicates that you're very hardworking, you're very diligent, you're going to be focusing on your projects this month. You are literally the architect of your dreams, and you are investing your energy with honest hard work, and you're choosing the route that makes you feel good. Also, the Queen of Pentacles indicates that you're utilizing your resources. You may feel, for some of you, that you are going unnoticed or not appreciated for your skill set. So you may be looking at that right now and deciding to put your resume out there to find alternative opportunities. But if you feel like you want to stay where you're at, I feel like this really difficult but honest, open conversation occurs in order to smash through that glass ceiling and open yourself up to a new potential. This card, it means, you know, you being offered a new role. This is the potential role, but it's a card of you creating financial security for you and your loved ones, but also it's you being in a very powerful position. The Queen is often the power behind the throne. So I feel like you get to be an influencer, influence some decisions in the next coming weeks and months. If you're an entrepreneur, this is about you sort of working really hard on a project and, you know, watching your endeavors start to come to fruition, you know, pure evidence of money starting to increase there for you as well. Of course, the Queen of Pentacles also indicates that you're attracting more abundance, but it can be, you know, some of you feel that you've got a little bit comfortable in whatever it is that you're doing, and you just want to reignite that spark, or you want to do something different, or you want to approach your career in a different way, just so you keep it fresh new ideas, keep moving forward. So you may want to diversify or branch out in some way, implement new working practices, or even learn something new that can really help you step up into that next pay grade there as well. Now, also the Queen of Pentacles, which is often called the Queen of Abundance, it can indicate that you're protecting your position at this time, especially if there's changes. If you hear of redundancies or you know, people sort of walking away from something, you could protect your position, or this is a choice. But some of you may actually decide to walk away because you just feel like, you know, you want a fresh new start, or you feel you could earn money elsewhere. So I feel like a lot of you have some major decisions to make over the next coming weeks and months. And if you are in a partnership with a business or a person, and it's been long standing, some of you may have like a difficult conversation with the person that you're working with, and you feel it's not working and it's about breaking away. Honor the contract because there is a legality there, but also the other person must as well. Now, that Queen of Pentacles, it means you're going to be very productive this month. Some of you may be thinking about money-making ideas from home, and I feel they're going to be very lucrative for you. My guides are asking me to pull a card before I even get to the Ten of Swords, so I will. The Moon card. So I was talking about, money-making ideas from home. As you see, we have the dog and the wolf on the moon card. Now, the dog represents comfort, stability, maybe long-term contracts. The wolf represents independence, a pathfinder. So some of you could be finding new money-making ideas. It may be an independent endeavor that you're thinking about launching. It's going to be very successful there for you. Also, it could mean that there are some changes going on behind the scenes. However, you are secure in your position. And of course, the moon card represents surprise. Something that is unseen will come to light. But looking at your end cards, it tells me it benefits you in some way. So it could be someone leaves a position. I feel things have been challenging, but I also feel that things are going to get exciting for you in a very different way. Things take a turn for the better. With the moon card, some of you, the moon, of course, is about following your dreams. It's also about overcoming fear or frustration to move forward. And it can mean that there is a sense of duality, doing one thing that is like a long-term contract or sustainable money that's coming in. It's almost like you know where your paycheck is coming from. And then opening yourself up to that second stream of income or passive income where it's a little bit more sporadic, but it has the potential to increase your finances exponentially. Now, here we are, the near future position, 10 of Swords. So something could have got to a very critical position, or some of you are super close to burnout. 10 of Swords can indicate a very difficult ending. So it could be that you let go of a client or a client leaves. It could also be that there's a very difficult conversation that makes you feel hesitant to reconnect to that person in some way. This is also on a personal level, you sort of like releasing yourself from patterns that no longer serve you. If something isn't working in your career, whether it's an outdated practice or computer program, software program, printer, whether it's even like, bizarrely, I'm seeing like a pen running out of ink. So it could mean that some of you are so exhausted that you're running out of ideas or you feel that way, but by taking a step back or a break, it allows you to refresh, regroup, and anything that is an end, there's always a new beginning. It's almost like getting a new pen, right? It can be replaced or you can approach things from a different way. But let me just pull a card on the 10 of Swords. Not everything has to be a sort of a complete kind of like difficult ending. It can be a graceful ending, something that's been on the cards for quite some time. You just feel like your interest has been sort of waning in a position, and it can be that you're feeling it's time for change. It's time to challenge yourself in exciting new ways. But also the 10 of Swords, it can indicate with the 7 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, if someone's been bullying you in the working environment, you may decide to put an end to it by having a confrontation or bringing it to HR, for example. Again, document everything that's happening, date, time, what was said, and I feel, get evidence, because I feel this is a time where you have strong allies in the working environment and they can help you resolve issues or at least remove you from a situation that has been critical. Now, just let me pull a card. Also, some of you may be shocked to hear that someone in your industry or in your company has been doing something a little bit naughty. It's like they get caught, and whatever it is, they put an end to it. So I feel like it comes to an end. 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. You saw me shuffle, and 10 of Swords is like something big is ending. So, for some of you, because I am getting energy that some of you, this could be a due date. So it could be like contracts, documents, administrative tasks. There may be a critical deadline or an end date, expiry date that you really need to pay close attention to at this time. You may be focused on an assignment or working on something that you have to get done, or maybe you've given yourself a time frame where you're like, okay, I need to have this done by this time. So you're going to be working really hard and you are going to get it done. It will be finished. So the 10 of Swords can also indicate something that you have on the go that you've been working towards. It will be finished. Yeah. 7 of Pentacles. And 7 of Pentacles indicates some of you will actually see developments on something that you've been working hard towards, but you are checking the exchange. 7 of Pentacles is accomplishment, but it can also indicate that something, you know, is a little bit amiss. Like you're working really hard and you feel you should have a little bit more money for what you're working for. But also these two cards together, it can indicate that you're cutting out anything that's dissatisfying or anything that isn't working anymore for you. So it's really about adjusting the way that you work. We've got the Hangman. Definitely fresh new perspective. Interesting that this is your advice to yourself in this moment. It's number 12 in the Major Arcana, and your first card there is number 12. So I feel like you know that you need to shake things up a little bit, that you are reflecting on something in order to manifest new opportunities, and some of you may be willing to sacrifice something in order to gain something better. So I feel that's important as well. Now, also the Hangman is new knowledge. So I definitely see some of you opening yourself up to upskilling, or perhaps a nugget of information comes towards you to help in your endeavors, and it helps you make progress. I really feel in this energy right now, there's like this kind of let's see the outcome, or you're waiting for results. So if you have gone through a very testing time, or you've actually been through a test, some of you could be taking some qualification tests or trying to get a certification. I feel like you pass with flying colors. Three of Cups says, congratulations, you did this. So well done there. But I feel like you could be waiting for those results. You're not the sort of person who likes to wait. You're the sort of person who likes to do. But remember, we're also a human being as well as a human doing, and you don't have to burn yourself out. So this month especially is about compartmentalizing, prioritizing, making sure that you're organized, focusing on what's critical, and everything else can wait until you're ready to approach it. Now we have that Ace of Wands. This is the external circumstances beyond your energy. You know, this is about you experiencing a sudden change or transformation. Something is being offered to you and it's a surprise. This is the start of something really exciting. Now, for some of you, it could be like extra energy to start or launch that creative endeavor, but this is the spark, reigniting that spark for your career, that lust, you know, that almost like setting your soul on fire to follow your passions. This could be the beginning of a new project or a new partnership with a client, or it could be that you are creatively working on some plans and you're inspired with a new idea and you're now going to run with it. You're going to go forward with it and it's going to transform everything. This is a card of transformation, and it's a card of dreaming big, and those dreams are becoming your reality. So I feel you're looking at something in your career where you feel something needs to transform, and you are being independent in your endeavors, and you're making it happen. You are the sort of person who happens to life. You don't just wait there and allow life or opportunity to happen to you. However, you're going to be pleasantly surprised that something is offered to you. It feels new, so it could be a new creative project or a new opportunity. And as you see there, there's a very turbulent cloud. So it's almost like when you feel tested the most, that's when this opportunity comes in and it's like, okay, this is it. So I feel like you worked really hard for this. I mean, the Eight of Pentacles tells me that you are really focused on your projects. You're really serious about getting ahead, and it feels like you've been just working super hard. Eight of Pentacles is an indication that you will continue to work hard for your endeavors. I mean, some of you could be really trying to save for a home right now, or you've been trying to save for a large purchase, or just trying to line your nest egg so that you have savings, focusing on your pension plans, your repayment plans, things like that. But the Eight of Pentacles is like keeping your nose to the grindstone and just focusing on your work. 8, of course, is the number of the self. So this is about your craft. It's about taking pride in what you do. And it's also basically about you repeating a cycle. So for some of you, it's almost like you like what you do and you're really a pro at what you do. You're very gifted and very talented. However, you want something new and refreshing, or you are yearning for a new adventure or something a little bit more spontaneous in your career. So if you feel like you're in a routine or repetitive cycle, it can be that, of course, it means you're awesome at what you do because you're almost like on autopilot. It's second nature. It is part of you. But you may feel that you're stuck in that routine and you want to level up. You want to move into a new role, position, or you want to break out of the humdrum of everyday tasks to experience something different. So I definitely see that you're going to be able to do that because there was a nice surprise for you in your career sector. And it feels like an increase in money. For some of you, I feel a promotion is in the works, but it's not there yet. I don't feel that, you will move into that role in the next 6 weeks. I feel it's after it, but you may hear about something, okay? You may be told in a meeting or an appraisal that you're about to be moved into a new position and you're going to love it. It feels very managerial, leadership energy, and you'll celebrate it, but it may not start until a little bit later on. And if you're an entrepreneur, this could be a client who's reached out to you and they're very, very lucrative in terms of the deal and what they want to pay or what they want in terms of your services, but they may be contracted to someone else. So there's like a cooling off period, or there's a period where they have to leave, another kind of like company and come to you. I feel like they migrate. Some of you, I'm getting a headhunted energy as well. So it could be someone comes towards you and says, hey, you're really awesome what you do. Come and work for me instead. Leave these people behind. Because it feels like abruptness. It feels like suddenly you're leaving. So I feel the suddenness is because something new is presented to you and it's better than what you got. Also, the Eight of Pentacles, because this is a hope and a fear position. Some of you, it's like you're working so hard and you may be feeling that you're so ambitious, but you've hit a glass ceiling and you're looking for that breakthrough point, which is going to come for you. But also, some of you may be surrounded by people who don't work as hard as you, and you're starting to see that either they're getting promotions or that they are moving ahead, and you're like, what? I work so hard. When is it my turn? Well, I definitely see that your turn is coming. The Three of Cups is celebration. It is a card of, going out there and networking, or even like hearing of something that's coming towards you and knowing that you want it. And this is you reaching your goal. And, I feel this is also support. So, for example, if, someone in your family did not support your goals and dreams and said, you know what? That's impossible. You can't do that. And you're like, well, watch me. And then suddenly you have a win or a breakthrough. I feel like they eat their words. And deep down, they love you so much. They celebrate your win with you. They want you to succeed. But I feel like they may be just a little bit nervous for you because either they tried in the past and it never worked out, or they just see that so many other people don't succeed in that industry and they're just worried for you. But they will actually start to see that you're different, okay? And you work really hard until you get the job done or you accomplish the goal or the dream. But remember, anyone who did not sit with you at that table when you were struggling certainly does not deserve a place at your success table. And that's family, friends, or, relatives, or, whatever. So I definitely see that you are on a winning streak, but it may not feel like it right now because I feel the beginning of July, it's going to feel a little bit like the rest of the periods that you've been experiencing, challenging. But as you move into August, that's when you really start to see results happening there for you as well. Now, for some of you, there is a work event coming through. You may get an invitation for it. And I feel you may think about not going, but I feel it's beneficial for you to go. It's almost like your face needs to be seen there, and it could be because there is some promotion in the works, and you need to be seen as someone who is a team member, even though in your working practices every day you really are. But it's like, when some people, they like to get a measure of a person by bonding with that person through going out or having fun. So I'm really getting a sense of go to the work drinks or go to the work party, whatever it is, because I feel like your work speaks for itself, basically, but I feel it's just the icing on the cake. Okay, it may sweeten the deal, as it were. You may talk to someone who is in a position of authority in the company, and through that they feel not only are you an awesome worker, but you're also very likable, and they just want to give you the best opportunity or incentive to stay because you're an integral member of the team. If you're an entrepreneur and there's like a networking work industry that kind of event that you're like, oh, I really just don't want to go there, I feel it will be very beneficial for you to go because I feel there is some sort of collaboration there, or a new client that you'll pick up, and it'll be very exciting indeed. Financially, it will be very rewarding later on as well, because I feel there's a partnership deal there. Now, on a personal level, some of you may have been launching yourself into work because you've been going through a heartbreak or a separation, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there. It's really hard. Life is hard. I mean, we all have to be very flexible with the curveballs that life throw towards us, but I see that you are secure in your working environment, and I see that, you know, on a personal level, you will heal. And after a period of, you know, working really hard on your goals, you're starting to have a major breakthrough, have a bit of a glow up. And I feel there is chemistry with you and someone romantically later on. So I know you're going through a tough time, and sometimes, you know, these words are not comfort at all. But I'm just getting an energy here that, you know, you are going to get through this. And you may have felt that something personal really threw you for 6, and it's made you feel a little bit out of balance. But I see you launching yourself into your projects and your endeavors, and almost like, as I said, I feel this like turning pain to gain. And yeah, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. But things are going to turn the page for the better, okay? So I'm just going to go get some final cards for you before I close your reading. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Capricorn? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to see at this time? Okay, thank you so much. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have sideways. Okay, and it says here, indirect path to success. Explore all paths. One leads to another. Sampling life. Okay, so it could be this event that sort of spins you off, not just in a different direction, but I feel something comes in and it's a bit of a curveball. As I said, it's an abrupt kind of like something arrives and you're like, okay, I'm going to drop this because this is better. So it doesn't seem like, I know it says sideways, but I feel it's like still the path to success. So it could be a stepping stone to something greater, but I don't see it being like a sideways move at all. I got to be honest with you. But I mean, this card, it does say sideways. I feel like you're secure in your endeavors, but it could be that you're sampling something else, or maybe that it's kind of hinting that you'll have like a side hustle. But I feel whatever it is, you're attracting more money, and I feel that a difficult period is turning a page for you. We've also got connected, and it says high vibe tribe, network, rise up, get ahead, co-op, collaboration, win-win. So again, that energy did come out in the reading, so this deck is kind of confirming that as well. I feel like you are going to see that you have a lot of support, and this is coming after a time period where you may feel that you had no support. I feel that there is more support on offer for you. Domain, okay, the elephant, of course, will remove blockages. So I feel like the path is being made clear for you. But it says here, ruler of your empire, greatness, position of power. And that's in your potential position, a position of power there. Large home, respect, and wealth. And I picked up on the fact that some of you are trying to purchase real estate. I mean, you are literally upgrading your life. That's what I see here. In your future. I mean, it feels like although things are difficult right now, I do feel that, you know, you have a great life, but I feel there is better to come for you, and I feel like you will celebrate yourself for making this happen. You did this, and I feel this success, you're going to own it and feel really proud of yourself. Now we've got spotlight there, so definitely recognized for your talents, your gifts. For some of you, this is about your reputation. You know, you're going from strength to strength. It says here, lucky break, star power, influencer, and entertainer. I mean, if you are in the entertainment world, there could be a lucrative new deal offered to you. It comes out of the blue. You may interview for it, and it's yours. You're someone who is very creative. You may do something that is very different from everybody else. So it's like there may be an expected path for the role, but you just give it a bit of a plot twist, and you know, you stand out from the crowd. And maybe that's what that sideways card is about, that you know, you're really good at what you do, but you decide to implement something a little bit different that sets you apart from the crowd. And whether that's you being an entrepreneur and you are you know, adding a secret ingredient or something that's really original that sets you apart. It just feels like you gain more attention and more success because of it. Shifts are happening for the positive for you. And finally, we have miracles. Okay, and it says here, gracious gifts from spirit, angels intervene, redeemed, lifted up, your needs are being met, and support. So another card there that indicates that, you know, things will be happening for you a lot easier and better than you've been experiencing. I feel like you are having a breakthrough. Things have been tough. You've been under a lot of pressure, but I do see that you will have some uplifting news, and it'll put you in a position of authority or power. So whether you're an entrepreneur or deciding to become one, or whether you're stepping into this promotion, I definitely see you'll have something to celebrate. So let's go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay, so we've got we've got a rune and we've got a trinket. So your first one there is Hagal. Now this is the limitations. Some of you, if you feel like you've hit that glass ceiling, you're smashing right through it and you are finding other opportunities that will see a lot of growth in your career. Also, this can indicate anything that has been delayed, it starts to shift. Things start to work in your favor. There may have been some disruptions that have been going on in your career sector or in your industry, but they will, be resolved is what I see. But also, we've got the mermaid and she's turning her back. So this is about you turning your back on something that is either not working for you, doesn't feel fulfilling, or perhaps is not part of your plan or doesn't feel part of your dream, but you're not looking back, whatever that is. You're closing something out. For some of you, it could be that you closed out a relationship and now you're just launching yourself completely into your projects and you're making a real success of yourself and you're not looking back, and you're going to open yourself up to having fun and enjoying yourself and building a life of luxury. But ultimately, I feel like some of you are even leaving something to follow a dream or a goal. I definitely see you're heading in the right direction, and it's going to be hard work. You know that, but it's going to be exciting and thrilling. So I'll leave it there. If you do want to enter the competition to win a free personal reading, all you have to do is take a moment of quietness to play a song called You're the Voice by John Farnham, and then write in the comment section below, I stand strong with an attitude of gratitude. And my guides will point me in the direction of one subscriber to win the free personal reading. Keep your notification bell on because I will announce the competition winner at the end of the month. Now, please play the song at the same time as writing that sentence, because music, of course, is a vibration, and I just want you to play a song that raises vibrations, since we are currently at a very critical point in the world. Also, the vibration will attach to the sentence that you write, and my guides will guide me to a person to win the free personal reading. But also, if that song really doesn't resonate with you and you're like, can't really get with it, then please choose a song that resonates with you more. The effect shall be the same, okay? So thank you so much, my beautiful Capricorn, and love and light.